Now, Simon Gittany has become one of the most infamous killers in Australian history. Last week, he was jailed for a minimum of 18 years for throwing his fiancée Lisa Harnham off a Sydney high-rise balcony. Now, two former police officers have spoken out about his explosive temper, which they saw firsthand almost 20 years ago.
He said she was holding on and they looked at each other, and then he goes, just a split second, she was just gone.
Rachel Louise is recounting her boyfriend's version of events the night Lisa Harnham died. She doesn't believe the witness testimony against him.
There was someone holding the black object and unloading it, almost in a rage.
Simon Gittany's rage was a common theme at his trial.
Gittany's a control freak. When he's not in control, he lashes out.
Former detectives Keith Bristow and David Burgess first met Gittany in 1994. They went to his home to question him.
He fell back onto a bed and I landed on top of him. That's when I felt him bite into my left ear. He bit right through and spat the piece out.
David was knocked unconscious in the scuffle.
The second one's caught me on the top of the head. That's the one that dropped me.
Keith carries a permanent reminder of the attack. It's more evidence Rachel Louise does not believe.
He was defending himself. Simon couldn't breathe. And, you know, I don't condone what he did, but it happened, you know.
Former New South Wales police officers Keith Bristow and David Burgess join me now. Gents, good morning to you. Keith, Rachel Louise talks about that incident in 1994 in her interview for Sunday Night. She says Gittany didn't know you were police officers. Is that right?
Well, that's certainly not the case. When we arrived at the address, we produced our police identifications to his mother. Gittany wasn't there when we arrived. When he did arrive a short time later, we produced our IDs again to him. He was fully aware of who we were and where we were from.
Okay, and still bit your ear off, basically.
Didn't stop him from doing that, no.
Look, David, Rachel Louise also spoke about Gittany's charisma and charm. Take a look.
He's charming in the sense that I like him. You know, I think he's cheeky and he's cute, and I'm attracted to him.
You say you saw that side of him.
I did. I experienced his charm and charisma, and it was used against us. We became victims of that. And obviously, throughout the trial, it's been shown through testimony and through the Sunday night programs exclusive on him that he is a charming and charismatic character. Like, he jagged poor old Lisa Harnham, much to her detriment, cost her a life. He's still got Rachel Louise under his spell. I've got no doubt of that. And he put us at ease. Now, we weren't novices. We were experienced police. We were detectives. We'd faced violent criminals in the past, and we knew the danger signs to look out for. This guy was relaxed. He was calm. He says, "OK, fellas, no worries." Stood up, then bang, headbutt to Keith. Down he goes, and he just went from the nice, affable, easygoing guy to an absolute demon with very good strength and in a split second. OK,
that strength, though, Keith, is family and friends say he wouldn't have the strength to lift Lisa Harnham over the balcony. What do you say to that?
Oh, I dispute that 100%. He certainly had the strength to hold me off, and I was bigger than him. He was, you know, certainly a few good inches shorter than me, but he certainly had the wherewithal to get one over me.
And David, you agree with that?
Well, I wrestled him. As soon as Keith got headbutted, I grabbed him from behind. I had him around here, kept his airway open, know the difference, and had the back of his trousers, and I'm bouncing him out the door towards the hallway. He's struggling violently, and he was very strong. Like, he's 169 centimetres, he's about 5'7". I'm a 6-footer. It was a fair battle and a really hard one to hang on to him. And until I got knocked out, it's no surprise to me that when I woke up, that poor old Keith, 5-on-1 at that stage, had lost his ear. Frightening, but he was.
This was 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years next month.
What do you guys go through when you see this happening 20 years on? What do you think?
Every time I see Keith, I think this poor bloke did not deserve that from this bloke who has now gone on to be a violent killer. Keith has been suffering physically because of it 20 years later, and both of us, no doubt, have... this trial is, no pun intended here, but it's probably opened old wounds for the last 2 years. It's terrible that people like that live out there. I find it quite ironic that it happened at the Hyde apartments, because he's a modern-day Jekyll and Hyde, this bloke, and Mr. Hyde is lurking just under the surface. It can come out at any minute.
So he's locked up now.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
That's
All right,
sure.
guys, thank you for that.